4, 5, me tacar no carro, bicho. 1, 2, 3, vou sarrando na PT. 4, 5, me tacar no carro, bicho. 1, 2, 3, vou sarrando na PT. 4, 5.
Dang, not that day in the
Hola.
house. So we're kind of. I think the president just and the first lady kind of were seen in the limo. So they're still not.
On their way to what we're not calling a State of the Union address for some reason. What is it then? It is
He's
a
just
State
gonna
of the Union
holler
address.
at your boys.
You're gonna holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. I don't think so. I think what is the official name of tonight?
That it's Right Side Broadcasting is saying it's addressed a joint session of Congress.
I see.
So
Okay, well, it's a joint session of Congress. Don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it
a State of the Union address.
No.
Our understanding is that President Trump is going to be focusing his remarks in a thematic way on the American dream.
Yes.
Which I have to say sounds very interesting.
No, it is. I mean, we come back finally to the American dream, right? We finally get something that says, "Hey, America's cool." Remember, for so many years, it was like, America's the worst, America's terrible, and it's not.
Well,
it's not
some
the funnest
Democrats
thing.
haven't gotten the memo that that's no longer what people are saying. They're still trying to bring that old narrative back. I don't think that's where people are right now. I think that puts them way off the pace. I think it puts them, in a sense, out of touch with the average American. I don't think that's where people are right now. Like you're saying, yeah, we're kind of turning a corner on America. It's just terrible. We're trying to have a little bit more of a sense of, I guess you could say, patriotism.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a scary word. I said a bad word.
Scary.
I said a bad word. My apologies.
Mufasa, say it again, you know?
I apologize for saying the word patriotism, the P word. I mean, maybe that's too strong a word, but I think there's definitely kind of a strange thing happening. I do believe we are somewhat divided, because my understanding is that the Democrats are going to have a little bit of a fit tonight. I don't know why they'd have a fit, because their president is giving a speech to, a legislative body. I mean, it seems so juvenile to me and a little bit banana republic. I mean, you just listen. You don't have to agree. I don't understand why you'd have to somehow protest it, walk out, throw bananas, or put it up. I mean, these are the most dysfunctional, narcissistic people. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, if I don't agree with the president, which certainly has happened before, and I'm in Congress, I think I just go. I mean, AOC says she won't even go. Well, that's your job, honey. You're supposed to be there. You're there for your constituents. You're not there for him. You just sit there, and he's your president, by the way, and you listen, and and you maybe take notes. And she said that she's going to be, on Instagram tonight. And she's going to,
she's going to be on Instagram.
What a freak. What a freak. Just do your job. Just do your job. You're supposed to go there, sit there. And then afterwards, if you want to have commentary, that's fine. But in lieu of going, you're going to be tweeting, Instagramming. Are you 13 years old? I mean, come on.
No, and supposedly there's a lot of this stuff that's supposed to be going on. There's supposed to be some kind of protests or something like that. Walkout. I mean, it's
juvenile.
Now, would you feel differently?
At the minimum, it's juvenile. I think it disrupts government. I just never heard. Have you ever remembered any of this with previous administrations? Every administration has people who don't like it, right? When Clinton was there,
right, yeah.
When Bush was there. And there's never going to be 100% approval.
Yeah.
So I don't recall, though, people having these kinds of fits.
If there is 100% approval, that's the Antichrist, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. That would be dangerous. That's scary. You're right
But
about that.
yeah, I think this has mostly happened when there's a Republican like in office, is usually because it's tolerated. It's kind of like when they do this free speech stuff at schools. It's only for a certain speaker, right? If it's a left wing speaker, they can have terrorists come in and they'll be like, we have to hear from their point of view. It's a wide range of study or something like that. But if it's like a
Right.
conservative speaker, now it's like, no, we can't. The speech is violence. Never mind actual violence, but they do
Right.
say that they were gonna do something. I guess they're out there. Like if you see the sign says Trump betrays women for a billionaire tax cut or something, and I guess they're wearing pink. It's the
We're
thing,
back to
and
that.
yeah, so they were out there, and let's see what or this is obviously somebody in Congress, I guess.
You don't care about this country, and that is unacceptable if you claim to be the president of the United States. So we are
What do you mean
here.
he claims? He
He
won the
Yeah.
election. He doesn't
No.
claim to be the he
No,
is the president.
No.
Are you insane?
No, you didn't
Are you
get it.
insane?
He just claims to be the president
He
of the
just
United
claims
States.
to be.
Yeah, it's not
Wow. But we're the election deniers.
No. It's full. Like that's not even a thing. What are you talking about? It's. Remember that they were saying
People
that
are just
this election
yeah.
was rigged or something. Like, yeah, they're how quickly everything turns, right?
You gotta be kidding me.
No, they're in full effect now. Full effect. Let's
continue to fight back, and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth.
But that's the rub, right? Did you hear that?
She said we're gonna speak lies to his truth. Was that a Freudian slip?
I think that was what you call a Freudian slip. I mean, I
That's a
don't know. I
Freudian
could
slip.
be wrong.
We're
Is
gonna
there,
speak lies to his truth. That's
Darn it, there's
exactly
no
what you're doing,
captions
Mama.
with little. Let's
That's
hear
what
it
you're
again.
doing.
To his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating. The truth, to his stealing, and we are going to continue to speak lies
Also-
to his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating.
The funny part is nobody
gotta-
blinked an eye.
Because they, oh my gosh, they tell you
No,
what
they
they
just
believe.
Just nobody blinked an eye. Nobody
They tell
said
you what they
anything.
think.
Oh my gosh.
They are going to keep speaking lies to his truth. You're right. They're going to, and there is one truth. We all know what that is. You guys are enemies of the state. That's what you are, because you tell big fat tales. You just said it. We're going to speak lies. You just said you're going to do it. That's what you said. And no, you didn't correct yourself. You didn't correct it.
So that's a shame. But it looks like we're getting the feed. So we're gonna see. Put some volume on it. See.
We do know, of course, in the Bible, there's various things about that. But let's go to Washington, D.C. right now. He's someone that stands. Let's go to Washington, D.C. right now.
Can you hear it okay?
Yeah, we can hear it, Fletcher. We can see these people who are somewhat treacherous. Not sure I know all of them. But you see Chucky in the back there. Chuck Schumer.
No, man.
And we, don't trust him. There's President J.D. Vance, that's good. But it looks like there's that Democrat Klobuchar, who's against Trump and doesn't care about the fact that she may be going against the wishes of the people.
Right.
Who voted for him. I thought I saw Pelosi for a second, but I was wrong. I don't see her. So I mean, they're looking cordial. What's funny about these people is they have knives, but they'll pretend to be your friend.
Yeah, that's the key, right? That's like,
Yeah, they
oh yeah, look,
pretend.
his stuff, and then afterwards they
But
go
then
after your
they
mama.
have knives. Don't turn your back on them. Yeah, they'll pretend.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, I want you and your family dead, but you know, good job on that bill.
Yeah, they're fake. It's fakety fake. Don't trust them as much. You can't even. You don't trust them as far as you could throw them.
Like, don't trust them.
Definitely don't.
No, 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 no.
No. Yeah, they're not to be trusted. I mean, I think that, I think former Senator Vance knows that. Now, Vice President Vance, he was in the Senate. I think he knows.
Yeah, he
You
knows
know,
what's up.
he knows that these people are two-faced and they're
Not
out for their
really.
own interests. They're not really out for the constituents. I think we're all seeing that now.
So where's the pink ladies? Is that those? Is that the uniform or they're? Because I heard they're like gonna throw eggs or something.
Yeah, because that's real mature. That's exactly what you expect in a democratic society, as they always talk about someone being anti-democratic, and then you want to do something like that, and people don't call them out for it either. It's like,
The freshman class here. What's up, man? How you doing?
so this seems, I don't know, it seems kind of early for President Trump to be addressing the Congress and the nation. I mean, it has been has it been a month or a little bit more, I guess, about, has it been 5 weeks?
Hey, so good to see you. Oh, absolutely.
I guess it has gone fast, though.
I mean, it's been a whirlwind presidency. It just
It's gone pretty fast. So I think that he has a lot to accomplish because he has to convince those who are starting to doubt maybe what's going on, especially those who are programmed by mainstream media, that things are fine because, they're always saying the sky is falling with him. He has to, solidify those who are totally on board. And he has to kind of give a sense of like where things are going.
right.
Now, I think this is the same speech he gave some years ago, isn't it? When then Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, tore up his speech, which was pretty classless. Do you remember that? Maybe you don't remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember that.
She
Yeah.
tore up his speech without even giving it another thought, which is a little bit rude. More than a little.
It's almost like you don't care that. I mean, you could probably literally like give that speech to somebody or just auction it off for charity.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hers to do it. I mean, it's the people's speech,
Right.
really. It's not
I
for
mean,
you to
if
tear
it's
it up.
yours, right? If it's your copy and you held it in your hands, and how easy it is to just like sell it. Maybe if you really want to be like mean spirited, give it to some charity against that goes against the president or something like that, right?
Right.
If you really want to be vindictive. But I mean, it's at least make a use of it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
To just tear it up is just, but you know
I mean, it
what?
was meant to
She
be
was just seeing.
contemptuous. She was
I
trying
mean, she
to
got a
just,
lot of play for that, right?
Yeah, and a lot of, I think, criticism. I don't know who would think that was good. Now that looks like your buddy Ben Shapiro, and who's that next to him? Matt? Is that Matt Walsh?
Matt Dry
Who
is
is
a
the-
Brant Walsh.
Who is the blonde with them?
I don't know. Is it his wife or something? I don't know. They never take their
don't think
wives
so.
anyplace, right?
That's a comment.
I'm not trying to make it a. I'm not trying to
and
make
there's-
some kind of sexist comment.
Now that looks like Newt Gingrich. Am I right? And Callista Flockhart, his wife. who's like an
Isn't that
ambassador or something, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
really
hard to
hip
see.
to
They're
all.
going by really fast. And I thought I saw Nancy Mace a minute ago, Congresswoman Nancy, but I can't be sure. It's going pretty fast. They're not doing a lot of close-ups. They're coming by too fast. There's Pelosi. I think, is that a cane? I know she doesn't like that.
Oh, and they're wearing the Ukraine flag colors.
Oh, that's what that is. I
Yeah.
was like, what an interesting
It's so
color
subtle.
combination. It's very subtle.
It's very
Oh,
subtle.
it's so subtle.
They're masters of subtlety.
Now tell us, Fletcher, why are they so much that they wear, instead of wearing red, white, and blue, our country's colors? Why are they so into Ukraine?
It's the only thing I can think of is because they're making this whole war out to be like, the little guy against the big guy. You know. Oh, they are the wearing pink ladies, so the pink ladies are there.
And there's
But I don't
Hakeem
know why they
Jeffries
want to.
right
Yeah,
there, the new Nancy Pelosi.
the new Nancy Pelosi. That's funny. But I think it's their new rally cry. They always have to have
Oh, there's
something.
Liawatha. I thought I saw her.
Oh, there she is.
There's
At least she's wearing blue.
Pocahontas right there. Yeah, she's wearing blue. Blue for being a
I mean,
Democrat.
I think it was funny because I heard the other day somebody was saying that in Congress, in the House, there shouldn't be any other flag, and no other congressman or senator should wear any other flag but the U.S. flag, whether
Yeah,
it
of
be
course. That's not a. I mean,
Palestinian
that should
flag.
be. Come on,
There,
that's yeah, of course.
there should be no Palestinian flag. There should be no flag of Israel. There should be no flag of Ukraine. There shouldn't be no flag of Bob's Burger or Whataburger. You know what? Elon Musk wore a suit. He must have got the memo from
Oh my
last.
goodness! But he heard of what happened with Zelensky. They were
Yeah,
like
no, it's like, and he
making
got a
fun of him.
haircut. Come on,
What?
what? Everybody got their big boy pants on. That's just crazy.
Okay, so some of these people I feel like we should know. There is
Yeah,
oh my gosh, I
it'll be
forgot
fine.
his name. I know a lot of them we recognize by face. You all, if you are following along with us, please tell us names in the chat or in the comments below if you see this after, so that we're just clued in. I think a lot of them I recognize by face, but I'm having a minute in terms of remembering their names. I think it would be great if they had maybe flash them on the screen, but that's okay. What we know is that a lot of them are out for themselves. They're not for the people. That's all you need to know about them.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, that they're not for us. They've shown that through a lot of the confirmations that we heard of President Trump's picks, the way that they spoke, it never seemed to be that they were actually concerned about vetting. They seem to be more interested. Oh, there's Kash Patel.
Yeah.
And there's Ivanka Trump. They seem more interested in
There's Usha,
showboating
right?
or just trying to. Oh yeah, that's right. That's Mrs. Usha Vance, second lady, Usha Vance, and they seemed more interested in whatever their money was, how their money was being affected. They didn't seem to be interested in literally doing any work for us. So that was pretty obvious. I think the most obvious one was probably with Kennedy. That's when it seemed positively unhinged. Oh, look in the back. There's Don Jr. I think that's, I can't see. Is that Laura Trump? It's hard to see from here. I know there's Tiffany in the front with her husband in front of them. So that's funny they would attend this. I would think something like this they may not attend. It's not very sociable, it's more like business.
Well, I think it's partly to have some kind of like camaraderie, right? Like a standing together.
I guess so. Yeah. I would think this would be one you would skip, though. I mean, it's not like the inauguration. It's a real family affair. But yeah, you're right. I guess maybe there was a need or a perception that what needs to happen is that that they stand with their kin here. Yeah. So That is Eric Trump. And
That's
there's
new Nancy
that's
Pelosi.
Cory. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Cory Booker, who I don't think will ever be president, but I think thinks he could be.
I thought you said it was new Nancy Pelosi.
No, that's Hakeem. That's all black people don't look alike, Fletcher.
What? They totally
That's
do.
a different black man.
Nah,
I think you're mixing them
nah,
up.
son.
Those are two different black men. How can you not see that?
What? I didn't even see the person.
Oh my gosh.
Lady Jen says she loves your giggle.
Oh, thanks, Lady Jen.
Session will come to order.
He is
Oh.
calling all the black people the same. Wait, can we hear it? What did he say? So is he calling it to order?
He said call into order. Let me
The
turn it
chair
up.
appoints as members of the committee on the part of the House to escort the President of the United States into the chamber the following: the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise; the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer; the gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain; the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson; the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler; the gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore; the gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin; the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn; the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries; the gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark; the gentleman from California, Mr. Aguilar; the gentleman from California, Mr. Liu; the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Nagus; the gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Delbene; the gentlewoman from
None of these
Michigan,
people
Mrs. Dingle.
are gentle, nor
The President of the
worthy.
Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the
opinion.
following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune. The Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The Senator from Arkansas, Mr. Cotton. The Senator from Oklahoma, Mr. Lankford. The Senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito. The Senator from South Carolina, Mr. Scott. The Senator from New York, Mr. Schumer. The Senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin. The
Sound like
Senator
you
from
said Mr.
Minnesota,
Schumer.
Ms.
That was funny.
Klobuchar.
Right.
The Senator from New Jersey, Mr. Booker.
Klobuchar.
The Senator
Not to be
from
trusted.
Wisconsin, Ms. Baldwin.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
And you can see a lot of empty seats. You know what I mean?
I guess
Those-
that's what. Yeah, I guess that's their. They're going to show us the American
Yes.
people who they work for,
Right.
whom they work
Ukraine.
for.
They're speaking truth to power.
They're going to speak their lies to power. Remember, she said we're going to keep speaking lies to his
because
truth.
lies to power.
We're going to speak lies. You missed that, Lady Jen.
Oh yeah.
One of these people said they're going to speak lies, but I don't think they realized they misspoke. But they didn't misspeak. That's the irony.
Yeah. Schumer is. All right, got the gavel
Mr.
going.
Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
I mean, I recognize some of these people, but if somebody knows, please tell us in the chat the names. We need like a playbook for everybody here. It's hard to keep track.
That's funny because people say that he wants Trump's face on the $100 bill. I think that's ridiculous. But
No, it's funny. I heard that. I heard that too.
Yeah.
Hey, I forget who's on it now. Is it Andrew Jackson? So he's on the 20, right? Who's on the? Is it Benjamin Franklin? No. Is that right? Could be. I mean, I think it would make liberal heads explode. So that part is fun. That would be worth it. Some people want him on Mount Rushmore.
Benjamin
Have you heard
Franklin.
that? Is it Benjamin Franklin? He was a character.
He
That
was
would
a
make
character.
sense. He was a big character. Some people say he should be that President Trump should be at Mount Rushmore. Now I don't see that one happening.
No, I don't see that
I
happening.
really don't see that happening.
I don't think they
No.
need to add, but that's just
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind somebody being added. I'm glad
Like
they didn't
who?
put Obama up there though, because that's not. That That was just
Mr.
too
Speaker,
much.
the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the United States Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, they're coming in. Okay, now this one here, I heard they don't always attend. That's why I'm saying it sounds more like a State of the Union. Why would they come to a joint session of Congress? Why won't they call it what it is? I'm very concerned about that. I hope somebody tells us in the chat what you guys think. Because I think this should be called State of the Union if they're going to have, Supreme Court. Okay, so look, there's Kavanaugh, there's Justice Roberts, there's Justice Kagan, there's Justice Barrett. See, this is easy to see. There's Justice, is that Justice, who's that? Justice Breyer? I can't tell you who that is. Maybe not. I think he retired.
Oh,
who's the one behind him?
Oh, she didn't show up. Sotomayor
Justice Brown. Jackson. She didn't show up?
Jackson didn't show up, yeah.
I don't see her, right?
Sir Glenn, how you doing?
Hello, Sir Glenn. Wow, yeah. That is weird. Why didn't she come?
She didn't come, I guess.
She did
neither
not
did
come.
Justice Thomas.
Oh, Justice Thomas, I don't see him there.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
see him
true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a weird gathering for that reason.
Yeah, it's
This is
such a
a weird
small
gathering,
room when
you
you look
guys.
at it, right?
It does look kind of small that you think about
Yeah,
it.
with the
Now that
fish
you think
eyes.
about it, yeah, it's kind of a weird look. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Yeah, that's true. Man, the security must be tight over there, huh?
Right?
It's got to be tight.
It's like, is that a Tic Tac in your pocket? Gonna have to
And I
lick
just
it.
wonder, somebody should tell us if you know, when did this get planned? Was this from the beginning of his presidency, or did this just get scheduled in recent times? Like, what's the
I don't know.
context of this? Because it seems rather early for him to be addressing. He just started a month or so ago. So, just not sure about that. I guess we'll see. Maybe he'll address it in his speech. What do you think?
I'm sure she will, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
I
I think some context is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, because at least I'm surprised. Maybe others know who are a little more politically savvy than we are. Why are we having it now? It does seem early. It's not a bad idea. I think, to address the American people, especially in a direct way, not mediated through what we can now call the lamestream media, the lying media. We get to hear and see for ourselves, instead of fake news.
Right. According to the Gateway Pundit, so it's going to be the renewal of American Dream, as you said earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, Sir Glenn says he doesn't know why now either. Yeah, I think the timing of this is a little
Yeah, we don't know either.
curious, I could say. Maybe not concerning, but definitely curious, because it just seems like normally you would give it several months to a year, maybe even.
Right.
And like he's doing this now, he just got in there. A lot has happened, that's true, but it seems a little early. So I don't know why. And then they're not calling it what we would expect. Like we said, they're saying it's not a State of the Union, which is what you call these things.
Yeah. And
They're saying it's a joint. Yeah.
They said he's going to talk about his accomplishments.
Okay.
And what he means by the renewal of the American Dream, I guess.
And Lady Jen wants to know why these people are in pink. Well, Lady Jen, because these people are dumb. That's why. They have nothing better to do because they are protesting. This is like your pink hats.
Yeah, so
that's my understanding. What do you think, Fletch? That's what I understood it to be.
Yeah, so earlier they were talking about it. I think supposedly it's because they're saying that Trump hates women. And they're wearing
that's
pink
right.
for that,
Forgot.
supposedly.
Yeah, that's right. He has a very powerful wife and daughters, and has put women at the head of, the Attorney General's office, and for, Tulsi Gabbard and all those. But he doesn't like women. you know. Of course, that's right. I forgot that he doesn't like women. Yeah. So I guess this is their version of the unspeakable hat that they wore some time ago, you know, the genitalia hat. That's what my understanding is. This is they don't have the hats, but that's what they're alluding to with the pink suits. That's what's going on, you guys. It's a revisit.
All right. So according to the Post, they're wearing pink suits or something to signal our protests of Trump's policies, which are negatively impacting women and families.
Yeah, it's the pink
that's what
hat
they're doing.
brigade. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They're just not wearing their embarrassing hats with, you know, certain body parts being alluded to with
Yeah,
the
and
hats.
people are saying, love to see all the damn female House members wearing pink in support of legislation they voted against to keep men playing in women's sports.
Right. Because that's what, you know, up is down and down is up. And black is white and white is black. Like the Bible said it would be one day.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, women, you should never get first place again. We were watching it today, weren't we, Fletcher? Where the young man, I forget where, just won, was it some kind of track and field event, you all?
Oh, yeah, and the girls decided to stop. Oh, there's the First Lady.
Oh, very nice. She looks
classy
great.
look.
That is a classy look. Wow.
That is a classy look.
She is looking very, very smart tonight. Very smart. So well thought out, her outfit. Very well thought out.
Well, we agree, Lady Jen. Nancy, she was there. Did you see her with her
She has a cane now because, you know, she hurt herself, you all.
Yeah.
She was visiting on a diplomatic tour in Europe and then fell down the stairs wearing her beloved 5-inch heels. This lady is like 80, past 80, and she still won't stop wearing heels. Well, now she has to because she's, I guess, using the cane. That is a smart outfit, First Lady Trump. I love it. It's very
great,
smart.
Yeah. Very nice.
It's so smart.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Oh my gosh. They start cheering.
Somebody say hey.
Oh, that's a bit
Oh,
much.
he's like, howdy ho.
Who was
hooty
saying
hoo.
that? Yeah, guys, chill. I think that's Rubio. Who's the lady in front? See, I can't identify everybody.
I think
If
the
you
lady
all
up
know,
front is the docent or something.
I need you
person
guys to
who's-
tell us. Come on, you all. Let's put our chat folks to work. Who is everybody? Now in front is Rubio.
Rubio, right?
And then you see Secretary of Defense Hegseth back there.
Right.
I don't know who this frowny black lady is on the side.
I know that's Corey. There's
Kennedy.
Kennedy Jr.
Oh my
right?
gosh, I know his name. I know him right there. He's the commerce guy, Howard Lennox. I'm saying it wrong. I might be wrong about that. Hail to the chief. And then right there, that's the brother who is involved with HUD. He's the head of the Housing and Urban Development. There's your Hegseth right there. But I don't recognize the guy with the glasses. And there's that nasty Adam Schiff, who's Shifty Schiff.
Shifty Shift.
Who started, was part of the whole idea that Trump only won because of Russia, which apparently he lied about.
What? You're saying he lied?
He lied. Yeah, he got caught lying. Yep, that's what it is. And I think that's been proven. He has. Oh, and she right there, what's her name? Is that Christine Nolan? I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, something. Chrissy something.
I could be wrong
know
about
that.
the name there. I mean, everybody's in their sideway profile here. It's hard to see them unless showing them straight on. I can't see who that is either. She's in profile. Can't see the face straight on. I know that's Kennedy back there.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
thing
the
is,
guy
why
who's the
can't they just
commerce guy.
enter? Why can't they just
They
enter the
gotta
building? Why they
gotta
go like,
act like
you
they don't
know,
see
what's
each other?
up,
They
bro?
see each other. I know why they gotta do this heavy dap.
I know they gotta give each other dab or
It's
something.
too much dap. Come on, you don't have to dap like that. Just get going. You know, we're all waiting here. You guys work for us. Come on in and do your jobs. Seriously. Come on. So, yeah, standing
By the
room
time they
only
get
now.
down there.
It was pretty empty. It's filling up now. Yeah, but they're doing these long shots, so it's hard to see exactly who's coming in right now. I mean, again, we know it's the cabinet. Okay, there's Kennedy,
Right.
and there's the guy. What is his name, Fletcher? Oh my gosh, his
don't
name
know.
is
I can't
Howie.
remember
Is it
anybody.
Howard? He has a
Howard
very
something,
strong
huh?
New York accent. Why is this girl chewing gum for the camera? Come on, you
I don't
guys,
know.
get classy for us. Don't
Get
chew gum.
classy.
You're on TV. Come on, didn't you learn that in basic school? Come on. Come on.
It's Usha. That's a very nice, very conservative dress.
Yeah. I think she's playing it well. She doesn't want to draw too much attention to herself. I think that's smart. You know, she could. She's quite stunning in her own right. So she chose to be understated. It's not her night. It's not that occasion. Now, you know, Melania needs to do it. She's first lady. It's a different situation. So,
But I would say
and
she's
living
even a
up to
little
it.
bit muted too, right?
Yeah, I guess with the yeah, she could have gone a stronger color. It's staying in keeping with what she wore for the inauguration, though. It still has a kind of severity to it, you know, with those same kind of black, gray, black and white colors. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah. Now I wonder how people, because you know, President Trump can be very, how shall we say, blunt.
Mercurial.
And mercurial. That's a good word. That's a good word. So I think there might be some people who are nervous in there right now. Because you never know what he might say. He's crazy. I mean that in a good way, everybody who's listening. I don't mean in a bad way. Crazy in my culture means good. We mean that as a compliment a lot of times. And, you know, he's a little bit, he can have his moments. I mean, even that with Zelensky, people were really surprised that he, you know, jumped right back at him. So you never know with him. I think some people might feel, actually Schiff looked a little nervous to me. And Schiff should. I think he's not been good for the country. He really isn't. And wasn't he pardoned? Didn't Biden pardon him? Oh, isn't that the lady? Fletcher, you did a video about that lady. She's the one that went to the office and everyone wasn't there. Nobody was there.
Oh yeah.
The tall,
yes, that was
blonde.
great.
Yeah, she was just there. We just saw her. I'm pretty sure that was she.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think so. I'm pretty sure about that because of her hair.
Yeah, it was crazy because she was like, there's nobody in this building.
Yeah. And she's like, it's day 2 since I've been here and nobody's here. That's going to change. Come to work. But, you know, I definitely, you know, I might have a different take than some. I definitely think that
Kelly
it's not a
Leffert.
hardship.
Her name is Kelly Leffert.
Okay. I definitely think that they should be at work. But I also feel bad. I mean, they kind of led them along thinking it was okay to behave this way. And now they got, you know, kind of a rude awakening.
Yeah, and I think that if they would have done it maybe like this is a structure, because you know, you have all these buildings sitting empty. They should be done something with it, especially in DC. DC has a housing shortage, supposedly. You got all these government buildings that are empty. They're huge. So, you know, I mean, there's a whole lot
well,
of
that's the
mess
thing,
in the
too. They
country.
say some people may not even be living in DC working there because they had this remote work
Right.
for so long.
Well,
Yeah.
what they were saying is people were actually living, working in other businesses or their own business while still, you know, working for the government.
Wow. See? which is wasteful, of course.
Well,
You know, how can you
wasteful
put
in
up
one
with
sense,
that.
criminal in the other.
Right? Yeah, there's that.
There's that tidbit.
There's that little tidbit. Yeah.
That's just a monicum of, there could be
I
something
wasn't
wrong.
focusing on that part.
Yeah, that's
I
details.
wasn't focusing on that part.
Details, schmetals.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people in that room right there are criminal, if you ask me. A lot
That
of them.
is the truth, man. It's just crazy.
They're just not caught, or they get away with it. They can call it something else, what they're doing. They have been stealing from the Americans, their future, our hopes, our money, our opportunities, our trust in them. So yeah, I'm more concerned about them.
And now when we're talking about the swamp, that's the swamp right there.
Talk about the swamp. Yeah, totally. You could smell it from here. It smells swampy.
Swampy swamp.
I'm like swatting mosquitoes as we talk. Just that's how it is. That's how swampy it is. You just feel it through the
it's
TV.
funny because you guys listening to us is like almost like, oh, we tune in for the great insightful commentary. What are they talking about? Oh, swampy swamp.
It's so swampy, I need to have my swamp cooler over here. That's Trump, though. Trump's the swamp cooler.
Oh, man.
No, but I mean, the thing is, for these Democrats to basically be disrespectful and not come when it's their job to come.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Here it is. Here we go.
Hail to the chief.
Here we go. Oh, he's wearing a nice dark tie tonight. No, I think all of these things are planned. These things are not random. Lonnie looks like she is not to be messed with.
See, that's how it should be. An American flag. That's it.
Where you saw
this
one?
This is not normal.
What's not normal? Chick, sit down. It's not about you. Sit down. Have a seat. You're not normal. Your right is not normal. Grow the heck up. Nobody wants to see you. We're not here for you. Make your protest somewhere else. You don't need to have it be here. We don't pay you for that. You're our employee. And by the way, the people elected him. Grow up.
Here we go. Like, what the heck is he gonna say?
You know what? I hope he lets them have it. I don't know what he's going to say, but I mean, enough already. I think the American people are tired of the nonsense.
Now, you think he did it today because it's Fat Tuesday and we're going into Lent?
I don't know. What do you think? You think so? That's true. For those listening, today is Mardi Gras, as they say in New Orleans, but also in French-speaking countries.
Carnaval?
Yeah,
or
it's
Italy or everywhere
It's the day
else?
before Lent, which is the Great Fast. The Catholic Church and other Christians, Eastern Rite Christians, Orthodox Christians. I've even heard a lot of Protestants who also observe it, Episcopalians. They spend, 40 days praying and fasting before Easter Sunday, and that starts tomorrow on what's called Ash Wednesday. So I don't know, that is kind of a momentous time. That's true. I wonder if that's the thinking in terms of the timing is possible. You know, President Trump's wife is Catholic. My understanding is she's observant. Sir Glenn, if anyone ever give up lentils for Lent, that's funny. That's a nice play on words. I don't think so. I think people end up eating lentils for Lent.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up eating lentils for Lent.
I think that's what people eat for Lent.
But maybe for
you're
next
supposed to
year, I
have
would
simple
totally give
food.
up lentils for Lent. But I don't think our priests
Well, you're
would allow
supposed to
it.
give up something that, you know,
Yeah,
that you
tomorrow.
like. That's you know, somewhat luxurious. That's pretty funny. Lentils for
That'd be
Lent.
fun.
A lot of places have lentils for Lent, though. You get tired of them by
I know
the end.
lentil soup everywhere.
Because it's cheap and
meaty
easy.
legume, you know?
You can't eat meat on Fridays, but a lot of people give up meat anyway, just the whole
Yeah.
time. A lot of places people do. Oh, this must be triggering the Democrats. They're saying
Oh, yeah.
USA. They got to
No,
be triggered.
imagine saying USA in the
Say
US
your own
Congress.
country. They got to be losing it. Ooh, they're like, you say the name of, you're proud of this country?
That's right.
Oh my gosh, I can just feel it from here. They are, I can feel, you feel the triggering?
The shade
There's
is strong.
triggering happening right now. People are triggered. You can feel it. Good. Yeah, why shouldn't we say USA? Other people love their countries. Why can't we? Why is that a big deal? It used to be even Democrats were, what you call it, patriotic.
Patriotic, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be.
Well, now it's you can't, you know.
Yeah. Now it's somehow
Oh, the pink ladies are not. They're not clapping. Oh my god.
they're not see, look at that. That means you're wrong. Because you should love your country. In fact, you know it's a holy thing to love your country. God wants you to love your country. It's a form of love. I heard a priest was saying that God expects you to. It's another kind of respect and love for your country. It's actually a holy thing.
It's a good virtue. you
So
know?
it's a virtue. Yeah, that's right. So who are these nasty people that, you know?
The thing
ridiculous.
is, why is Ben Shapiro there? I thought he didn't like Trump.
Well, he was a never Trumper, wasn't he?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So
very
now
much.
he hates. Now he. Oh, okay. We got to pay attention. Here we
Great
go.
honor.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
So they hate that. They love Melania. She's so perfect for the role. Beautiful, good-looking lady.
What? The women are not going to stand up and clap, at least for that?
Nope.
Otherwise,
The
standing up
ones-
for women.
They're standing up for her. Everybody else knows.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Oh man. Guys, triggers.
Trigger.
Get the smelling salts. Get the smelling salts. I forgot that brother's name.
Roasted.
Roasted.
6
Boom.
weeks ago, I stood
Oh, 6
beneath
weeks.
the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years.
That's for true. Ain't
And
that
we
for
are
true?
just getting started.
Mhm.
Oh, man. This is just like church, you know, sometimes. You know, you're like, must can't contain himself. Oh, no.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
They don't want to hear that.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Is that people booing? They're so dumb. They're so dumb. Who is this nut?
That's the singer.
He's a singer?
Yeah.
I don't recognize him. I mean, that's not true. I recognize the face. I just don't know.
And won counties in our country.
Why would this be appropriate? They're so dumb.
To 525.
But that's why you had to have
On a map
backup here.
that
Look how
reads
dumb these
almost
people are.
completely red for Republican.
That's right. Even though I'm not one, I believe in that.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that
people
our
need to
country
grow
is headed
up.
in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
They just feel bad because they lost.
That was all
We
green.
lost.
I think. Yeah, that was all green.
Y'all are sad. Oh, Sir Glenn, he says that black dude with the cane is a
Small
congressman from
business
Texas.
optimism saw its single
Shameful.
largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Shouldn't be on
A
his feet saying
41
anything.
point Jump.
That's right. Y'all need to sit down and shut up and be respectful and listen.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. and to cease any
Exactly.
further
Y'all shouldn't have to
disruptions.
act this way. Sit your
Good
butt
morning.
down.
Yeah, that's.
Why are you here? Remove him.
Congressman
Take
Al
him out.
Green. He's from
Members
Texas.
are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair
That's
is prepared
shameful,
to direct the sergeant
disgusting.
at
They wanna
arms
make
to
a
restore
spectacle.
order
It's
to
all
the
about
joint
them.
session.
Narcissist.
Kick
What did he
him out.
say? I missed what he said.
It's like they're gonna
I'm
they're
talking
gonna
through it.
sports decorum and kick him out probably.
I hope so. Shut up and sit your butt down. It's not about you. It's for us. This is our meeting. You don't understand that. The rest of us voted for Trump and want to hear what he has to say.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir.
Take your seat
Take
or
your
get
seat.
out. Take your seat or get out. Get
Finding
out.
that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order.
Yes. 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 Let's see him.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Pick him up by his ass. Sorry, bad language with Larry. Family show. Get out. Get out.
Yeah, they're gonna say it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, victimhood. You
Victimhood.
can't disrupt people speaking. Democrats hate freedom of speech. Just go. Go. You have the right. You know what? You're dumb. This is not 1800. If you have something to
Members
say,
are
you have
directed
other
to
places to
uphold
give
and
your
maintain
speech. You can go on
decorum
a
in the
show.
House.
You can
Did you
have
see
a
their
YouTube.
signs?
Thank you.
Yeah, you can do whatever. You don't have to
Over the past 6
speak
weeks,
through his
I
show.
have
Through
signed
his.
nearly 100
What a
executive
baby.
orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land.
Exactly.
The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
That's right. Even if you weren't, we got to give you a shot. Kamala was going to be terrible.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency,
That's right. That's why
is
he
the
should
most
shut up.
successful in the history of our nation. By many.
I definitely see it.
And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe
That's true.
Biden, the worst president in American history, there were
That's true.
hundreds of thousands of illegal
Some
crossings
people were
a
mad,
month,
but I'm sorry.
and
The
virtually
truth
all
is
of
the
them,
truth. He was half
including
asleep.
murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental
It was
institutions and
terrible.
insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my fifth
Enemies of
such
us,
speech
that
to
too.
Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud.
That's
Nothing
true.
I can do.
Nothing you can
I
do.
can find a
President.
cure to the most devastating
That's true.
disease, a disease
still would
that
hate
would
you.
wipe out entire nations
He's so
or
true.
announce the answers to the greatest
Go ahead,
economy
tell
in
the
history,
truth, Trump.
or the stoppage of crime to the lowest
Tell the
levels
truth.
ever recorded. And these people sitting right here
It's true.
will not
But still
clap,
hate
will
you.
not stand,
But
and
they hate
certainly will
God.
not cheer for these astronomical achievements.
Musk
They won't do it, no
steals.
matter what. Five times I've been up here.
Yeah,
It's
they
very
would hate-
sad,
It's very
and
sad.
it just shouldn't be this way.
They shouldn't. They're nasty folks. Nasty. Wait till God tells them. Oh, I can't wait. Well, I can wait. But I believe that.
So Democrats sitting before me,
Nasty
for just
folks.
this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
They can't.
For the good of
Because
our
their hearts are
nation,
evil.
let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Yes. They don't want America to be great. They want to remain victims and say it's awful.
Ah!
Look at her face, my God.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a
They hate
future
a strong
that
person.
America deserves, and we're doing it.
They want someone they
This
can
is a
manipulate.
time
They can
for
make their
big
money.
dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
America first.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars.
They don't
that
care
other
about that. They
countries
make,
were not
they make a
paying.
grift off that.
I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Good.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
The way
To
they're acting.
unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term.
That's how you do it.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed
I
from
think
their
it's a
job.
cane. I think it's a cane.
He's mad about that anyway. She wants
Yeah,
to,
he's
she's
like,
wearing
why
her
can't she
heels.
have a bottle of booze in her hand?
She wants a booze.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting
She probably has
president
it in her, in
is
her
allowed
lapel.
to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. And
Must
y'all doing
yield.
it again. You're causing us to win all the time with your antics.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
That's long overdue.
¿Cómo hablo inglés?
I mean, why is that controversial?
I renamed
Come on, every country
the
has their
Gulf of
official
Mexico
language.
the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. Put up with it. Maps already changed.
And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
I know they're mad about that.
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska.
I don't know why he did that one, but okay.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government
That's why
and
that
indeed the
black guy
private
was
sector
mad.
and our military. And our country will be woke no longer.
Woke no longer.
We're no longer woke. We're awake, but not woke.
We believe
That's what
that
they
whether
hate.
you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller,
Uh-oh.
you should be
Oh, no, he
hired and
didn't.
promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
I mean, that's what
What's up,
everybody
man?
believes. I mean, that's pretty basic to get behind. I think a lot
It's
of
like
people
the basic. you know?
respect that. Yeah, that's a basic thing.
Oh, there's
should be
Justice
hired.
Thomas, huh?
Based
he was
on
there?
merit.
I would be
And the
surprised if he
Supreme
skipped.
Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
That's it. There's no others. It's illusory. Only got the two.
You know what to tell you.
Didn't invent anything else.
I also saw
Oh, yeah, where's
an
Kamala?
executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
It's very popular.
And all the Democrats voted against it.
They all vote against it. Nobody wants to see that. It's cheating.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Stop it already. Nobody
We're
wants
glad
to see
Kamala
that.
wasn't invited.
She was probably
They
invited.
probably invited her.
She's probably invited.
Who needs the boost for
I would invite her.
Nancy?
Come on, why are men
If you
playing
really
girls
want
sports?
to see numbers,
Basic.
just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record.
Yeah, how are you
by
even competing like
5
that?
hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and
It's
it's very
demeaning,
bad
yeah.
for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Yeah. Like the kid who literally was like 8 feet higher in some kind of jump than the next girl, although if he was in the boys' team, he wouldn't even have placed with that record. It's
What
for
I have just
mediocre
described is
people.
only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never.
Yeah.
Never going to let that happen.
Never. Hopefully not.
Among
God
my
willing.
very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
Yep.
The egg price is out of control. And we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good
And that's
job.
what we believe. Now, don't boo that. That's the truth. We know that's true. Common sense tells you that. You don't
A
want
major
you're booing the
focus of our
truth.
fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power
Good.
plants right now.
All right.
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation
Liquid
on
gold.
earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Oh, it was like that. At this point, it's like trolling.
You got the slogans, man. You got the slogans.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one It will be truly spectacular. It's all set
I
to
thought
go.
the world hated
permitting
us.
is gotten. And
Yeah.
later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Good.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
And who can't get behind that? Democrats.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's
Democrat.
must. You see the little signs, must steals.
And to that end, I have created
No,
the
it wasn't
brand new
say. The
Department
sign
of
said.
Government Efficiency. GOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
Ah, he stands up with his blue tie. Go ahead.
Pictures here from
Go
Elon Musk,
ahead
who
with
is
your
in the
bad
gallery tonight.
They hate it.
Oh,
I love
they
it.
hate it.
I love it. I love
Oh
it.
my gosh, he's so proud.
I love
He's
it.
gonna cry. He's gonna cry. He's tweeting.
What is Pocahontas doing? She's such
He's
a
tweeting-
she's such an embarrassment.
He didn't need
She's
this.
tweeting that she hates
I'm
it.
so embarrassed by her.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I dislike
Everybody
her
here,
now.
even this side,
used to like
appreciates
her.
it, I believe.
What he say?
They just don't
Even
want to
this side
admit that.
appreciates it.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
All right.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous
I've heard of
peoples
it. I've heard of it,
and
President Trump.
Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
We got
And we've
noisy
taken back the
neighbor.
money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation.
Billion.
And we are
Wow.
working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129.
I knew, Sir Glenn, that you are a
3.9
Highlander.
million people
Yeah.
from ages
Can only be one.
130 to
only be one.
139.
Oh, so is Sir Glenn taking out the other
3.5
ones?
million people
Uh-huh.
from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In
I'll
fact,
find you.
Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159 and over 130,000 people,
Yeah, shut
according
it.
to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old.
They just mad because
We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
who
That's
knew?
a great line. Healthier country than we thought.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229.
Wow.
One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age.
And that's Sir Glenn.
More than 100 years.
That's messed up.
More than
Shots
100
going.
years older than our country.
He's been here.
No, those are the
we're
vampires.
gonna
Sir
find
Glenn's
out
fighting.
where that
Those are the
money's going.
vampires.
And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about
Big,
time.
beautiful drop.
And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years,
All right.
balance the federal budget. We're
What?
I hear you, Sir Glenn, with the news, man. Feeling like they're 300 years old sometimes.
Imagine balancing the budget.
Yeah. Not even aimed for before.
Yeah, who doesn't like that? I mean, that should be a bipartisan issue, right?
It should be.
With that goal in
Including
mind, we
saving
have
money.
developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more
But better.
sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
All right. Come on, aren't you going to stand? You're
Ain't
for
nobody mad
immigration.
but the devil.
Aren't they for immigration?
Yeah, no.
Didn't you want
They're
immigration?
for criminal behavior.
Have given us a mandate for
Apparently.
bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Speak. That's right.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
We got you. We got you. We got you. They just mad. We know who may serve. It's not God. They don't care about God. They don't try to even do the right
Very,
thing.
very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Ain't saying nothing.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
All right.
There you go. Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Did she pay her taxes, by the way? Did she
Who?
pay her taxes? You know, Rashida, whatever her name
And
is.
by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry.
I didn't
like
hear
nobody's
about
ever
that.
seen.
No, you
Plants
see,
are
she
opening
had
up
a
all
sign
over the
up
place.
says "Pay
Deals
your
are being made.
taxes."
Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's
I'm
a
with
beautiful
Strickland on
word,
that.
isn't it?
No tax
That,
on
along with
Buffalo
our
wings
other
on Super Bowl
policies, will
Sunday.
allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom.
Yes,
Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in
Oh, yeah.
America, with Honda just announcing it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
I know, and Indiana's one of the most hard-hit, states. I mean, it's rough. We need some money in there.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Yeah. I don't like these Democrats. They just have a lot of negative energy.
To cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax
that's common
us,
sense.
we will tax
They
them.
do it.
That's common sense.
If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
And they would love all this if it was just somebody with
Much
the
has been
blues
said.
saying it.
Right.
Over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada. But we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced
He got her name right tonight.
$500 billion investment.
He always says
Tim
Kamala.
Called
That's
me.
what
He said, I cannot
He said
spend it fast
Kamala. He
enough.
said
It's
it
going to
right
be much
today.
higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
USA.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
It still feels like a State of the Union, though, doesn't it?
A
It
new
does
trade
feel like a
policy
State of
will
the
also
Union.
be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers starting on April 2nd. It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases. And I said, just bear with me. And they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again. And this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases. They were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it. And it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now.
Ah,
so
no
to
pun.
our farmers, have a
Field
lot
day.
of fun. I love you too. I love you too. All going to happen.
Is he going to mention the butchers and call it a bloodbath?
And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provided a loving home for more
heard
than
about
40
them, right?
foster children.
Yeah.
So great, Jeff.
I think so, right?
That's what you want.
What
Imagine.
is he?
I mean,
What's his role again?
he's still working. Well, what I'm saying is that we've been outsourcing our
Jeff.
steel production.
Mm.
You know, how the heck are we going to build our stuff? We ship it. I thought the
Stories
environmentals
like
would
Jeff's
care about
remind
that.
us that tariffs are not
Let's
just
see.
about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again. And it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Oh. Look at what Sir Glenn said.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
We're
How's that
shipping
good for
iron
the
ore
environment?
mined in Minnesota
Melania's
to other
work has
countries
yielded
for them to
incredible
refine it. How
results,
does that
helping
make sense?
prepare our
doesn't
nation's
make sense
future
at all.
leaders as they
We
enter
have
the
to do that
workforce.
here.
Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young
Excuse me,
women,
Al.
very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act. And this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you.
Are they against that too? They're against that too.
Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers,
That's a whole
human
country.
traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
We're not going to clap for
And I wanna
criminals
thank
being
Tom
kicked out.
Homan and Christy, I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Darn it. Onion ninjas. Oh,
Is that the mom? Yeah, that's the
Last year, I
mom.
told Lakin's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Oh, that's her mom.
yeah,
That's really sad.
that's really sad.
That's tragic.
Thank you very much.
The Democrats are messing with the sound, Fletcher.
Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping
They're chewing
border
on the
immigration
wire.
crackdown
Yeah,
American
like
history.
cats, like
And we
rats.
quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Ever.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
There you go.
All the shots. for it.
Thank you.
The
Joe
faces.
Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston.
Oh,
Wonderful
yeah.
woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious
Another
Jocelyn,
tragic.
walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and
Yeah.
charged with this heinous crime are two illegal alien monsters from Venezuela,
Mhm.
released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and
It's
family
sad.
touched
That's
our
just
entire
crazy.
nation greatly.
I can't.
Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter. And earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife
Oh,
refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn.
oh,
So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
oh, that's so nice. Oh,
Onion is the second onion ninja of the night.
and this man is an executive orders wizard.
Oh my, that's 12-year-old girl, City.
Yeah, they did that to a
12-year-old
12-year-old girl. That's what they did. Nasty, nasty, nasty monsters.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's
I love he calls it
murders
like
were members of the Venezuelan
Savages.
prison gang, the toughest gang they say in the world, known as Tren de Aragua.
I love how he says that.
2 weeks ago, I officially designated this
Oh,
gang,
Baba.
along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels,
Oh
as
my gosh, no, he
foreign
didn't say the
terrorist
bloodthirsty
organizations.
Mexicans. Good.
It's not for freaking, like, criminals,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into
Only
the
Democrats
U.S. by
mad.
the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or
Democrats
if they're
hate
too
it.
dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
What you want, bro?
5 nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me
All right, Sir Glenn,
this
he has to
funding
take
without
off.
delay so I can sign it into law. So,
He
Mr.
has to take
Speaker,
off.
John
Yeah,
Thune,
no
both
problem.
of you,
Sir
I
Glenn,
hope
for
you're going to
joining
be
us.
Thank
able
you
to
for
do that,
joining
Mr.
us.
Speaker.
It
Thank
is a
you.
late night.
Mr.
Yeah,
Luna, thank you.
and I think
Thank
he's
you very
wrapping up
much.
anyway.
And
But
let's
thanks for
get it to
joining
me.
us, Sir
I'll
Glenn.
sign
Have a
it.
great
Thank you.
night.
Get some sleep.
won't
Have
even
a
believe it.
beautiful night.
Yes.
America's back.
America's back, baby.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi, good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash,
Well, we
Thank
hope
you.
so.
thank you, Cash.
I
I know
hope
they
so.
got some stuff on track.
He already looks like he's been through it.
It's been a ringer.
He looks like he's been through it.
Fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. 1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually.
Oh, I think I heard about this
His
one.
widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie.
Yeah, I think so. Do you know about this one, Fletch?
No.
I think I heard about her. I'm not certain.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers
Yeah.
and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast.
Yeah, I remember
Got
her.
to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Yeah, it's sad. It was very devastating. It was in New York.
I'm also asking for a
May
new
he rest
crime
in
bill
peace.
getting tough on repeat
Right.
offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers. so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining
chewing
us
on
in
the
the gallery
cords,
tonight is
Democrats.
a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
That's a Texas, huh? Texas shirt. He's wearing a little uniform.
But in 2018,
thought
DJ
people
was
Texas were
diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Well, he's so cute.
It's
He
probably
stood up for
tired.
that. Oh, I like him.
Well.
Sweet kid. Look at them. They can't even clap for the little kid with brain cancer. See how nasty and evil these creatures are? You see Wasserman
Since that
Schultz?
time, DJ and his
She didn't
dad
even
have
clap.
been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer.
Nasty.
Actually, a
creatures.
number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States
Look at his
Secret
face.
Service.
Darn it! Onion ninjas again! Darn it!
His face was so cute. His eyes were like, what? Oh. Oh. That is so cute. That is so cute.
Little dude is the Secret Service agent.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's so
He's
cute.
so cute. He's already trying to plan out his tasks. He's like, okay, look, we're gonna do first now.
Thank you, DJ.
Aw, DJ.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
It's insane.
Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
That's what they're mad at. Man of the hour.
Wow.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly
No.
they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment,
Spicy.
poisons out of our food
Spicy.
supply,
They're nasty
and keep
people.
our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago,
That's just
and you
crazy.
can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
And down with your silly cousin who tried to talk trash. He talked trash about you.
Right?
She needs to grow up. Her mother would be ashamed of her.
Right.
Dad, too, in
My
my
administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her
That's
daughter to
crazy.
use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
You really won't clap for that.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
It is a big lie. It's a big lie. You're not trapped in the wrong body. You're
My
not.
message to every child
You're not trapped in the
America is
wrong
that you are
decade.
perfect exactly
You're
the
not
way
trapped in the wrong
God
atmosphere.
made
You're
you.
not trapped on the wrong planet.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever.
There's your
in the history of
calendar
our
results right
services.
there.
What a difference.
Ain't none of them dressed like a woman.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing. And thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the club.
That is so cool.
Darn it.
He fights out on TV and national TV with everybody. That is awesome. Aw. We might be seeing the beginning of a major star right here. Oh! World is changing, y'all.
DJ want to give him a high
Thank
five.
you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
Well, what is with this dome now? Y'all talking some kind of apocalyptic stuff now. What's this dome?
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it.
Seems
And
weird.
the United States should
What do you
have
think,
it too,
Fletcher's out
right,
there?
Tim? Right?
Well,
They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't
That is
make
true.
them anymore very much. But we're going
We
to
used
make
to
them
make
very
everything,
fast,
you
very
know?
soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
then I heard BlackRock was buying a bunch of interest in the Chinese stuff.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong.
That's messed up.
Well, Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
Uh-oh.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity. And he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Hey, Matt.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown. That when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Damn. You said Pocahontas.
2,000 People are being killed
clapped.
every single week.
She's
More
dumb.
than that.
She's so
They're
dumb.
Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young
It's a little
people. They're not
insulting on
Americans.
his part,
But I
but
want it to stop.
they're
Meanwhile, Europe
clapping
has
for it to
sadly
keep
spent
going.
more money buying Russian oil and gas
You
than they
want
have
people to
spent
die.
on
That's why
defending Ukraine.
she's so
by
wicked.
far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent
They are so
$100
wicked.
billion.
Oh, they're
What a
gonna
difference that is.
wait till they
And we
find
have
out.
an ocean separating us.
Except
And they
for
don't.
the Trump
But
derangement
we're getting
people,
along
the
very
rest
well
are
with
getting
them.
Yeah,
wise.
what's up,
Lots
Sir
of good
Sasha?
things are happening.
Thank you for hanging out
Biden
with us.
has
for a little bit.
authorized more money in this fight than Europe
I
has
think
spent by
it's probably going to wrap up in a
billions
little
and
bit.
billions of dollars. It's
That's
hard
what
to
you said an
believe
hour
that
ago.
they wouldn't have stopped it.
I know,
and said
right?
at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us.
If you got to take
That
off,
didn't
go
happen.
ahead.
Earlier today, I received
hold
an
it.
important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient
That's
for
probably
you.
not true. We'll
I
see.
appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Not for them. They want money. They don't want to see that war end. They're for it.
Yeah, let's have the flag of the foreign country.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
You know, ridiculous.
Yeah, they're so nasty.
It's time to stop this madness. It's time
Pocahontas.
to halt the
Ouch,
killing.
I'm a little bit.
It's
I'm
time to
wincing
end the
from that one.
senseless war. If you want to
I
end
actually
wars,
feel
you
bad
have to
about
talk
that.
to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger
Yeah,
to help him.
left him
They
to
knew he
hang on
was
the
innocent,
vine.
but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother,
Oh my
Malphine,
gosh, it looks great.
Oh, she looks
that
good
we
for
would bring her
95.
boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Oh my gosh, she looks good.
It looks
We
amazing.
should look so good at 95 if we make it.
Wow.
Good for her. Nice job. And she was trying to get her son out of there. Look at Shifty Schiff.
Shifty,
He's
shifty,
mad.
shifty.
He can't even be happy about an American making it home from Russia. Russia, 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 Schiff. Russia, Russia, Russia. Someone got out and you still can't clap. These are enemies of the people.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted
don't
to
care
have
about
you
the
safe
citizen being
and
free.
sound and with us.
You should be
As
clapping.
fate would have it,
Same.
Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met
Wonder
his
what happened.
beautiful
I
mom
wonder what
right
happened.
before
I wonder
I
who was
walked onto that
involved.
stage. And I told
Never
her
found
I would
that out.
not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes
She's
later,
cute.
at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets.
And some of whom might be
from the
behind it
sniper's
right there
perch
with you,
into
Trump.
a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch
Yep,
but
they
some
mad at God
were
about
not
it.
so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly
They
what
were
it
behind
was
it,
and what
Trump.
to do.
Some of them in there,
He
I think,
threw
were behind
himself
it.
on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the
They were
story
trying to
from
get
there. He
you.
sacrificed his life to save theirs. Two others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of two great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their two beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you. To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his three beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
Yeah, that's what they hate. That's true. And they tried. Look, and those people lost someone, and they stood for it. Amen. Amen. Y'all can be mad. Go ahead and be mad. You were trying. Did you see that, Fletcher, how Joe Rogan was saying it was kind of suspicious?
Lexington and Concord.
Oh yeah.
To the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy,
about
from
that
the
whole thing was
warriors who
weird
crossed the
as heck.
Delaware, to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk, to the astronauts who touched the moon. Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. these workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities, these warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth.
Let's go.
We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
Go. Boldly go where no man has gone before, sucker. Now you can just play the Star Trek music.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
All right. Look at them scurrying like rats. You see them run off?
Melania looks a little troubled. I'm not sure why.
Well, maybe she knows, what's troubling President. I think she's troubled that half the room is escaping.
I mean, I'm troubled that they couldn't even clap for things that everyone should agree with, like budget cuts being good, or, closing the border, or the Laken Riley Act, or anything. Or the park being for Nungare, or clapping for the poor kid with cancer. They're nasty, nasty, gross, nasty people.
Wow. Yeah, and plus, I bet you they were saying some nasty stuff, But, we want to thank everybody for hanging out with us.
Well, we should talk about it, Fletcher.
Okay, all right.
A little bit. We're not gonna just cut off our fans. Y'all still with us?
I'm still here.
Come on.
I just figured.
I did most of the complaining, and I'm sorry, guys. I was talking through some of President Trump's jokes, but you can go back to rewind and slow it down and hear him, or Right Side Broadcasting Network will have it probably more or less uninterrupted, although sometimes they talk through it, but not much.
Well, the one thing that I know that they were talking about is they're trying to still say that Trump is not doing so great, right? And I think that's the main gist right now from the left, but even CNN is saying otherwise.
It's been the worst day of polling for Donald Trump during his entire second term in office. What am I talking about here? Let's take a look at Trump's net approval rating. CNN, you see it on this side of the screen. -5, Gallup, -6, Ipsos, -7, Quinnipiac, -4. Negative, 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 underwater, 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 underwater. These 4 polls, all of them tell a consistent story. and that is Trump is on the negative side of the ledger. His net approval is negative. He is underwater like the Little Mermaid.
All right. What are the changes since the beginning of his term?
Oh,
Jen.
He's underwater
Look at
like the
these
Little Mermaid.
liars. Oh my gosh, so unprofessional. Underwater like the Little Mermaid. Look at these weasels. First of all, that's not true. The Harvard poll came out recently saying that he's up, that people like him. That's a more neutral poll. These are the same polls that were saying Kamala was winning. And in 2016, we're saying Hillary was winning. They are liars. That's what they do. CNN is a lying network. They are completely in it for one side only. They have turned more people against Democrats than anything else because of how much people who are intelligent enough to see through it realize that they are liars and are manipulating us. And it makes you want to go the other side. I am in that number. They are disgusting. It is not true that he's in negatives. It's not true. I don't know who they're talking to, but their methodology is suspect, or they're just straight up lying, which is more likely the case.
Yeah,
that's
I
who they
mean,
are. That's what they do.
It's just it's not surprising, but I think a lot of people are waking up. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I see, especially kind of like on the stuff like them not the Democrats, I mean, not wanting to help women in sports. You know, a lot of people are thinking that's a silly issue, are just kind of, they're not seeing it. So many people that I've seen are like, you know what? I was a Democrat for I don't know how many years, but this, I'm so sick of it. Right? It's just the delusion is just big. Right? You're just
I mean,
not,
that's
you're not putting up
seriously
to it.
untrue. And the fact is, if you are a news, can you guys just take a minute and think about this dumbass that we just saw? I'm sorry for the language, twice tonight. He is actually gleeful, jumping around, down, 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 like the Little Mermaid. Are you a serious news anchor? Are you a serious journalist? Or are you some kind of frat boy who's doing something from, like, you know, your frat house for, you know, your, you know, communications class? What the heck are you doing? That's not how you talk. That's not what a journalist is expected to do. And these people listen to you. It would just be, okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like Trump is down in all the categories. And it's quite decisive. That's what you would say if you were a journalist. Not down, 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 down. He's underwater like the Little Mermaid. What are you, ESPN newscaster? I'm glad you brought up, Fletcher, the actual poll, which is the Harvard-Harris poll, as it's called, a respected poll that says 58% of voters are satisfied with Trump's job, and more so than they were with Biden. So I think I would trust the Harvard poll over CNN.
It's just, and I still don't know what the heck is this whole wearing pink thing, you know? Trump betrays women for billionaires. Where is that facts? You know what I mean?
Right.
What exactly is he doing to get that, you know? How's that a thing production? You know? I just
And
don't
the thing
understand.
is, all of these NPCs that they are appealing to, it's like, it's at the point now, you all, it's just hard to have patience with people who can't wake up. Like, they're getting impatient with us because they think we don't wake up. But you know what? Which side do you think God is more on? Who's going to have more of the Holy Spirit? Those who are for the unfettered deletion of their offspring and others? Or ones who are like, yeah, maybe, you know, put a break on that. Maybe don't do it like that. Have some, you know, respect. What do you think? Who has more understanding? They couldn't even, this poor child who has brain cancer, who has defeated the odds and survived longer than the few months he was told he could live. I didn't see these people stand and applaud him. They probably think he should have been deleted already. They don't care for this. That's who you guys, listen to. So I'm sorry, it's very simple. And it's hard to have, any kind of respect for people who can't see what these folks are about. And I don't mean good Democrats. There are still some, I don't mean those. I mean the leftists, the ones who out here wearing pink and booing the president. That's what I mean. And not able to clap, like Shifty Schiff. And Pocahontas only clapped when he called her Pocahontas. Maybe she's showing she endorses the slur. So the Democrats refuse to cheer for world peace. They refuse to cheer for child cancer patients. They refuse to cheer for public health. They refuse to cheer for border security. And they refuse to cheer for ending fraud and corruption. Oh, and reducing the deficit. Oh, and keeping men out of women's sports. Ah! That's what they refuse to stand up and clap for with everybody else.
I think more the shock
Marxist.
The division is just so big, right? I mean, you could think we don't check it out as much. So I don't know, is there times when the Republicans didn't cheer for something or didn't go for that? It just seems so divided. And certain things, when you feel that could be a bipartisan issue, is not a bipartisan issue because of politics, right? So,
I mean, the Democrats could not stand and clap for a child cancer survivor. Losers. You're losers. You couldn't clap for the naming of a park after a child who was tragically taken from us in the most horrific and brutal and savage way. And her mother was there, and you couldn't stand and clap for that. You couldn't stand and clap for that. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are nuts.
Most unpolitical thing that I can think of. This is the most unpolitical thing I can think of.
Disgusting creatures. Disgusting. And as I've said before, I'm not for the right? That's Fletcher. That's Fletcher.
That's right.
Fletcher is the right. I'm not, but I tell you what, I ain't with them. I am not with them. And they're going to lose more intelligent, respectful people who try to be intelligent and respectful anyway by these kinds of antics. Tell me why that old black man was pointing his cane at President Trump. I know there was a time Black people did not act this way. Black people in this country, please, y'all take note of this, were at one time the most polite, respectful people. Okay, we had a very strong culture of respecting authority, of having decorum. If you want, look at this, go look up this picture of when there was a time when there was a Black, I think they were a set of delegates. I'm not confident of what their role was, but they were Black, a group of Black people who went to the DNC, the Democratic National Committee meeting, I believe, and they were refused because of their race to come in. And rather than making a scene, they just made a little circle and they said a prayer. And they said a prayer because, they didn't want to make a scene. They tried to come in. They figured it wasn't their time and they would not give up. There'd be another time, but there's a time and a place for everything. Black people always were like this. Okay. If we chose to march or do something, it was always very appropriate to the time and place. Okay. It was always with a plan and it was respectful. And that's why, as Martin Luther King said, and he rest in peace, it was nonviolent. It wasn't in your face. It wasn't disrespectful. It was, listen, we're just going to sit on this bus or we're going to sit at this counter for food until you serve us or you take us away. But there was no pointing their cane at somebody. There was no shouting, no vulgarity. What was he supposed to accomplish by doing that during the speech the president is giving? What did you think you would accomplish? What kind of demonstration is that? You are an actual congressman. That means you have power. You don't have to stand somewhere and shout and act like a fool. You were elected. That means you can write a bill. You can negotiate. You can meet with someone. In fact, heck, you can go talk to the president in person. I'm sure you can arrange that. You are a congressman, right? You can say, please contact the president, his office. I want to have a private conversation with him about some concerns. You could write a letter. I mean, there's 1,000 things you can do that made a lot more sense than shouting and standing at a, that was not your time to shine. That was the president's speech. You have your time in your sessions to stand and pontificate. This was not your moment. So you're just being disruptive and narcissistic. Who's supposed to respect that? Come on.
Well,
only
the thing
fools
is,
respect that. That's not respectful.
He says he's a person of conscience, and he was doing this because
then don't go.
He doesn't want a Medicaid to be cut.
Well, then lobby for it to stay. Don't stand like a dummy and shout and point your cane at somebody. He's lucky he's lucky it wasn't me, because his butt would be in jail tonight. I would consider that a threat.
But what did he say? President Trump didn't say, hey, by the way, I'm cutting Medicare, Medicaid, and here he can stand up and does his speech.
Why would he have his speech? You know what? That's what I was saying earlier, Fletcher. There's no excuse for that, because there are so many outlets for speech making. This is not the 1900s where you can't get a group of people to hear you out. You can get on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can get on somebody's podcast. You could do all kinds of things and have you're a congressman. Call a press conference and stand up and tell your side, or heck, have a session meeting. Who cares? But you don't have to have it during President Trump's address, because there's no portion of the program where we hear from the peanut gallery. Okay. That's not this performance. This is a different thing. So, and then tell me why he's not for a balanced budget. Why are they not for a balanced budget?
I think by that time he already left,
Yes, true. He was gone for the balanced budget. They
had
had to. I mean, you know what? Come on. We went from someone doing the honorable thing, like a Rosa Parks, who was unfairly treated, as all Blacks were, on the bus, saying, even though you paid your money, you can't sit down, okay? Or you can't sit down where you want, okay? And she says, you know what? I'm tired. I'm not standing. I paid my fare. There's an empty seat here. I know it's in the white section, but I'm going to stay here. And they take her out. We go from there to this nut who has to be removed when you don't have anything that is dishonorable about your dumb butt sitting there like everybody else. Everybody was sitting there and listening, and many of them were not interested, perhaps. Maybe they're there just to have FaceTime. Maybe they're there to hate watch. Why did you have to act a fool? If he was my representative, oh my goodness, I would be so mad. Even if I was for what he's saying, even if I was, I would be like, why are you acting the fool? Okay, we didn't elect you to get ejected because you have to shout at some kind of meeting. This is a meeting. Why are you shouting when it's not your turn? And you know that it's not your turn because that's what this meeting is. This is not a meeting for everybody to be heard. It's not that kind of meeting. This is a meeting where the president addresses Congress and the nation. Okay. So this is not the moment that, you know what, tomorrow morning you could be on, I'm sure, The View, first thing in the morning or whatever, CNN. All you have to do is let them know you're interested and you can go off. But no, you have to be. This is the thing that I can't understand, Fletcher. We have people like Joy Reid and others calling Black men who pray at an inauguration minstrels. Like they are acting like, low class, shuck and jive performers. But this guy is not one. How is this one? How is that not acting out? By shouting. Do you really think that you're going to get the president to change his mind on something because you shouted it? Okay, this is what I'm trying to say, you all. I'll try to wrap this up. The only time that somebody should shout or interrupt is when they have no other platform. I can understand if you're in, say, North Korea, although that would be dangerous there because you could get killed. But let's say you were in a highly repressive place where there is no freedom of speech whatsoever. And this is your moment because you cannot get before a crowd and let people know your thoughts, that you don't think there should be a mandate or whatever this man said. I can have some respect for that. I have some leeway for that because there is no other outlet, you're saying. But what is the excuse for this man, Fletcher? Is he saying that he has no other outlet to make himself heard besides right now? He could literally have himself be heard anytime, any place that he wants to. You're literally a congressman.
Yeah, it's not like you have no power. It's not like you're not there in an honored position. You're not in the back of anything. You're in the front, right? You're a front. You're representing people. You are elected. You're there with your good suit and all stuff, and it's just, you're just doing this for theatrics, Do you really think he cares about, if he really cared about Medicaid and Medicare, he would be happy for them to uncover fraud so there'd be more money in the system.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just right now I'm reading little comments online and a lot of people are saying, how can the Democrats not clap for a kid with cancer being recognized? Pure evil. They won't even applaud the kid with brain cancer, lower than whale excrement, someone said. That's what we're talking about.
It's insane. That's insane that they didn't clap for the kid. This is the cutest kid. I mean, I can't even do it.
He was so cute. That was such a cute thing that the president did. It was so thoughtful that this kid who's been sick with like something that would be really hard for an adult to even manage, and he's hanging in there, and he loves the police. He has his little police uniform, and President Trump arranged for him to become a Secret Service agent. I'm so proud of him. Probably the youngest Secret Service agent ever. And by the way, he's already arranging for situations. Okay. He was quiet, and then he saw that he got it. Right. He got his little badge, and he starts talking to the man next to him about it. I was like, he's like, well, look, in the perimeter, it looks a little bit unsafe right there. I already can imagine. And then he gave a high five to the other kid who just got into the military that President Trump announced. I think he just got into the military. He didn't know that he had applied, but he got accepted.
This is just that?
These are very wonderful things. They are such miserable people.
I didn't hear anything for the one thing. I didn't hear nothing controversial on my side, at least on the whole far right side. I didn't hear nothing controversial. I didn't hear nothing out of the ordinary, and basically nothing new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, I did feel like it was a bit of a victory lap, and almost like it was a victory lap to showcase how smug and angry the Democrats are, in a sense.
I mean, it showed up.
Yeah, so I think this is more of the whole bring Zelensky out and have people see what kind of guy he really is. This is bring the Democrats out and see how they really are. So that's my take on it. What would your take on it and be?
We would love to hear from everybody still listening or who listens to this after what your take is on this. We'll definitely probably hear people digesting it in the next couple of days. I think you're right, Fletcher. It definitely had the feeling of a victory lap. It has a sense, a little bit of like the rallies he gave, where he says, what's going to be making America great again, how well we've done, how bad President Biden was. I think that he did that. I mean, there were some boos from the normal, usual suspects on that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that President Trump was. At times, I've thought his rhetoric about Biden might be, maybe a little bit too harping on him, heavy-handed. That's a good word. But I actually think the reason he's doing that is to keep focused before us that you had, several years, 4 years of someone really mucking it up. And I've just gotten here and I have a lot ahead of me to, with my group, to undo that. I want you to know just how bad it was, at least from my perspective. And I think you can understand that if you put perspective on it. I do think that people felt very, there was a lot of strong booing on those parts. And it seemed to me there was a lot of sensitive, hurt feelings, like they felt they had done a good job under Biden. That's what I got. And it seems like, they were very disappointed because even when he says, the open borders and the bad things that came from that, it's like there's a defensiveness, like, well, they don't want to admit that they look the other way or even were complicit in that tragic situation of an open borders. So I think there's that reflexiveness that they, and I think he felt he had to do that. I think it was a successful speech. And yeah, I do. I think I would have loved to hear a little bit more on the economy. I think it would have been helpful to hear a little bit more about how that might work. But again, I think the idea here is the economy is really bad because basically Biden,
right.
I think that's what his message is. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair for now. It's still very early. And maybe that's why the timing of this was so early, to give him time to do something, but to understand it's not long enough to have done a lot. And that's, that's okay. I mean, actually, that's not true. He's done a lot. They've done a lot, but that way is not so far into it that you might have even higher expectations. So, but I think it was really, I've never seen, I mean, I haven't watched a ton of these, Fletcher. I don't know about you. I haven't seen a ton of them. I've seen some in my life, obviously. I remember some with President Bush or Clinton. I think Obama as well. I mean, I haven't seen them all, but I've never seen the party on the outs behave like this ever. Even when, what was it, Bush? Okay, they didn't care for him. I don't recall them acting like this. Do you?
No, I don't remember that. So, I mean, I don't remember anybody acting like this. So, I think it's more of a now thing, So, it just feels very divisive. And I understand this is all, it's politics, as they say. And I just wish we would get out of the politicking part and bring more of the statesmanship part where people just are statemently, they would come in and just be professional, you don't treat each other like that. I would like some more of that. I mean, I think part of it, maybe the president could do a little bit more. Stop attacking them and stop attacking Biden. I think it's a ploy in a sense because he knows they're just going to attack him. Like he said, no matter what I do, they're going to attack me. I could cure cancer and they would still be attacking me. So
he did say that. He did, yeah.
It's almost the atmosphere that we're dealing with, and it's just sad. I really wish the atmosphere would change. I don't think it's going to change now because it's too. It's too. How do we say? It's basically this is the turbocharged politics that we have in the United States now. It's very. I'm sorry. I want to say this is very South American. This is the kind of stuff you see back home when it's just tearing each other down. It used to be a more of a gentleman game, I guess. But yeah, politics always has like a dirty side to it. So I think we're just seeing more of it because we're blasted with media. So, but I do hope that we get more statesmanship if we could. But this, I thought it was well done. It pulled at the heartstrings, at least for me. So, in that sense, bravo, President.
Yeah, bravo. And what I like also, we can end with this. I think he has shown he is very capable. He stood on his feet for 90 minutes. An 80-year-old man, just about, no teleprompter.
No.
And a lot of what he stated was new stuff. Some of it was new. And especially when
People's
he talked about the
names.
buildings, names,
Right.
places, dates.
Yeah.
He's sharp. Y'all need to shut up about that. This is no
Right.
Biden. He's not sleepy, and it's late at night right now in DC. I think it's 11:30 at
Yeah,
night.
it's almost midnight. Yeah.
And he went for a long time, and of course
Right.
he was up all day. He's been meeting people. I mean, yeah, and he sounded strong and sharp.
No,
Yeah.
completely. And it's
Yeah.
great. It's great to see him, and it's great to hang out with y'all. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in with us. This is kind of it was an improv video stream that we had because we wanted to watch it, and then it's like, why don't we watch it with y'all? Just check it out as we check it out together. We're gonna be doing another show on Thursday, our Birds on the Wire. So check it out then. Check out all our fresh videos and shorts that are streaming now. And also, I'm going to be doing, I think, probably tomorrow or so, Daredevil
God
Born
willing.
Again review. So check out for that. And Fletcher Sucker Games channel. And we just want to remind you that our charity of the week is the Discalated Hermits of Our
Discalced
Lady.
Hermits, and it's going to be of the month.
That's what I said.
Fletcher, you
It's
say that every
Discalated.
time. It's never of the week, everybody. It's of the month. And it's the
it's the
Discalced
month.
Hermits of Our Lady of Mount Carmel,
The Scows.
which means barefoot.
Oh, darn it. Well, you know what I mean. These guys are awesome. Manly men out there just worshiping God and praying for your needs. I can tell you this for a fact. If you need something that you're struggling with, something that you're fighting with, and you need a breakthrough, send this brothers a request. If you can give something, but send a request if you can't. No matter what. And I'm telling you, nuns and monks, they got some powerful prayers. And if you need something, I would say, please reach out to the brothers. They are one of the brothers is always able to keep in contact. The rest are there praying. So please, whatever you can give, please do so. And we thank everybody for joining us. Right, Ursula?
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Fletch.
All right. Have a good one.
Ave Maria, Maria, rogai por nós, Santa Mãe de Deus.